I saw this speech today that the Holy Father gave to the address of the Holy Father to the participants of the International Conference on Moral Theology promoted by the Pontifical Gregorian University, the Pontifical John Paul II Theological Institute for Marriage and Family Sciences. And one phrase that really stuck out at me during this discourse, and it's only in Italian, so I'm just going to do a rough translation. And he's saying, true Thomism is that of Amoris laetitia, which, I'm not a theologian, but I do find it interesting. True Thomism is that of Amoris laetitia. So I'm just going to read out this paragraph here that I've translated. And I do encourage you, once it's in English, the whole document, go through it. So I don't want to take something out of context, but it was just something interesting that I saw here. I would like to add one thing which at this moment does so much harm in the church. It is like going back, both out of fear, both out of lack of genius, both out of lack of courage. It is true that we theologians, including Christians, must go back to our roots. This is true. Without the roots, we cannot take a step forward. We take inspiration from the roots, but to move forward. This is different from going back. Going back is not Christian. Indeed, I believe it is the author of the Hebrews who says, we are not people who go back. The Christian cannot go back. Go back to the roots, yes, to take inspiration, to continue. But to go back is to go back to have a defense, a security that avoids the risk of moving forward. The Christian risk of carrying faith. The Christian risk of making the journey with Jesus Christ. This is a risk. Today, this turning back is seen in many ecclesiastical figures, not ecclesial, ecclesiastical, who arise like mushrooms, here, there, and present themselves as proposal for Christian life. In moral theology, there is also a going back with casuistic proposals, and casuistry, that I believe buried under 7 meters, rises again as a proposal, a little disguised, of up to here it is possible, up to here it is not possible, from here yes, from here no, and reducing moral theology to casuistry is the sin of going back. Casuistry has been overcome. Casuistry has been my and my generation's food and in the study of moral theology. It is proper to the decadent Thomism. The true Thomism is that of Amoris laetitia, the one that takes place there, explained well in the Synod and accepted by all. It is the living doctrine of St. Thomas, which makes us go forward by taking risks, but in obedience. And this is not easy. Please be aware of this going back, which is a current temptation, even for you theologians of moral theology. So that's the rough translation that I've put together in that paragraph. I do think it's interesting when he's mentioning Hebrews, because Hebrews was written to a population that of Christians that were closely tied to their Jewish roots, and in time before Jerusalem fell. So obviously, when you understand Hebrews, we are not people who go back. Obviously, the Jews, they were calling out Jews, don't go back to your Jewish roots, in the sense practicing, be Christian, move forward. And I suppose I just find it a little confusing. So I really would like if some theologian could just pick up on that phrase, that true Thomism is that of Amoris laetitia. I'd love somebody to dig out that particular phrase and just expand it a little bit for us who are questioning it, because it seems very interesting that we have this Pope. This seems to be a theme in a lot of his speeches. We're not going back. I don't know. Just interesting times, I suppose, we live in. So if somebody could just put something in there, a comment or a suggestion, what do you think? Is somebody that thinks that up to Amoris laetitia, things we didn't know how human relations worked and how families' life worked and so forth, and that now with Amoris laetitia we have true Thomism. I just love to see what other people's thoughts on it. Anyway, God bless. Take care. Bye bye.